Hello, this is Tom Phillips. This is Salem Songwriter Sessions. Our guest today is Terry Robb. This is our second session. I hope you enjoy it. You know, I asked this question mainly because I think the audience likes to hear that you might agree with them. And so the question is, who are, to you, the top 3 guitarists alive today?
Alive today? Gosh, I wouldn't know. I mean, probably Jeff Beck.
And yeah, this is your opinion, so it's not like we'll hold you to it.
Well, I haven't heard a lot of like who's around right now, but I would say Jeff Beck is outstanding because he just gets better and more interesting all the time.
Yeah, his technique is definitely unique.
Yeah, I mean, on acoustic guitar, I'm not sure. Those guys I play with in the Guitar Summit are pretty good. Mark Hansen, Doug Smith,
Great.
Yeah.
So what was your early inspiration as far as guitarists are concerned?
Well, my uncle was a swing guitar player, and he was associated with Lawrence Welk. Oh. And he played a lot of Italian songs and pop songs from the 30s, and I used to play with him when I was a kid. He got me my first guitar. And then the Beatles showed up, and everybody went out and bought a guitar, and all of a sudden guitars were popular, and the whole blues revival thing happened. So I saw a lot of those guys when they came around for the second time. You know, guitar music was popular in the 60s.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know, when you listen to the Beatles, they certainly were a very pop type of rock, but then like the Rolling Stones was really based in blues, a lot of their stuff.
I like the Beatles better.
Did you?
Yeah.
It's just really kind of peppy little tunes and good melodies.
Well, they're just great. I mean, the Rolling Stones are great too, but I'd kind of heard, at least from the first couple of records that came out, I'd kind of heard the songs they were covering already because my brother had a bunch of records, 45s, because he's a little older than me. So.
Well, you know, you talked about the blues revival, and I think at the forefront of that was probably popular aspect of it is Eric Clapton. Yeah,
I used to like Cream. I remember I liked Canned Heat a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and Henry Vestine was a really good friend of mine, and he was a friend of Fahey's, too. They're both from Tacoma Park, Maryland, but I liked Canned Heat. And so, you know, back then things were so mixed up. It was like you would hear Howlin' Wolf, or you'd hear Cream or Hendrix, and sometimes I would hear a song for the first time by the original artist, and sometimes I would hear it by somebody else. Like I think I heard Cream's version. I know I heard Cream's version of Spoonful before I heard Charlie Patton version, but I heard Killin' Floor by Howlin' Wolf before I heard Led Zeppelin or somebody else do it, or Electric Flag, or whoever else did it. Yeah. So it was all mixed up, and you'd go see these shows, and they'd have Albert King opening for them, you know. I mean, you go to a show and it'd be, you know, Led Zeppelin, Albert King, and Donovan or something. They just threw everybody out there. And the radio was cool like that back then, too.
Yeah.
You'd listen to the radio and there'd be Frank Sinatra, Aretha Franklin, and, you know, Vanilla Fudge or something. And it was really great.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, variety. Yeah. It was a great thing back then in terms of variety. That's probably why I have sort of, you know, people say you have a variety of things you do, and that's probably why.
Yeah.
And plus, my parents listened to lots of different kinds of music.
Yeah. Now you spoke of Led Zeppelin. You know, they're criticized in their first couple albums because they're basically used a lot of traditional blues songs and made them into theirs, and so a lot of the diehard blues fans were a little offended that they would call it their song when really it was just a remake of an older song. What was your feelings on that?
Well, I mean, you can take it to a limit. I mean, if you take somebody's song and say you wrote it, that's one thing.
Yeah.
You know, but if you are influenced by music and do your own thing with it, that's just being influenced by something. And it's hard to say what is traditional because some people say it's Chicago blues, some people say it's Django Reinhardt, and none of it is really. I mean, Charlie Patton got his stuff from somebody, you know, and it's just everybody's own interpretation of how the music sounds to them. Yeah. I mean, as hard as I tried to play like B.B. King at one time, it always came out sounding like me. Yeah. I was disappointed.
No, you shouldn't be disappointed.
Well, you know.
Do you like that?
Yeah.
I gave her the peppy.
Oh, that was good.
But you know, it's funny because if you're not too peppy, you look like you're falling asleep. Yeah.
Okay.
Ready?
You want? What are we gonna do?
Same thing. Let's just.
Oh, you want to do the same one?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Hello, this is Tom Phillips. This is Salem Songwriter Sessions.
Hold on.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah. Glad you got that.
Ready?
Hey. Hello, this is Tom.
And don't follow the camera.
Yeah, you are you?
Camera on one of those things that you make it go. Okay. All right, here we go. We got that out there. You ready?